We all desperately want to know if our dogs are truly happy. They cannot simply tell us thank you, but they possess a secret vocabulary of trust that most owners completely overlook. Those tiny, ordinary moments, sprawling belly up on the rug or nudging your hand, are not just random habits. They are profound declarations of love. Today, we are revealing 10 specific behaviors that prove you are giving your dog the ultimate joy-filled life. Make sure you watch closely for number 6. It is a stunning sign of emotional surrender that only 2% of dogs will ever display to their owners. Let us find out if your dog has fully given you their heart. Number 1. Your dog lets you hold and massage their paws. A dog's paws are vastly more sensitive than most people will ever realize. They are heavily packed with thousands of microscopic nerve endings that allow your dog to feel every subtle vibration in the ground, every sudden shift in the temperature, and every intricate texture beneath their feet. Because they are so highly sensitive, and because physical mobility is the absolute ultimate key to survival in the wild animal kingdom, raw biological instinct tells most dogs to keep their paws strictly off limits. They are naturally guarded from anyone who tries to get a little too close, and many dogs will instinctively pull their foot away if you quickly reach for it. So if your dog easily lets you hold their paws, massage their rough paw pads, or even deliberately stretches their long legs out toward you while resting on the couch, that is absolutely not a random meaningless moment. That is a profound act of absolute trust reserved strictly for you. They are essentially telling you that they know without a shadow of a doubt that you would never do anything to harm their most vital tools for survival. The very next time your dog allows this beautiful interaction, hold their foot gently, rub the pad slowly, and treat it exactly like the rare gift it actually is, rather than just something to take for granted. You have officially proven yourself as a safe harbor in their watchful eyes. Number 2. Their ears and facial muscles completely soften. A dog's physical body is constantly talking to us loudly, broadcasting their internal emotional state to the world. We just have not always learned how to properly listen to the subtle, quiet nuances. A dog's ears are one of the most refined, highly active sensory tools they possess, capable of swiveling like satellite dishes to catch the faintest rustle of leaves. In a state of high alert fear or anxiety, a dog's ears will be pinned back tightly against their skull or standing rigidly at attention, constantly scanning the environment for invisible threats. But the way their facial muscles relax reveals a massive amount about what is truly going on inside their complex brain. When your dog's ears flop softly to the side or rest in a neutral position, and the tight muscles across their forehead and around their muzzle completely smooth out while you are simply sitting nearby, that is a glaring sign they are genuinely engaged, deeply relaxed, and entirely connected with you in that exact moment. They do not feel the agonizing need to actively scan the perimeter or worry about a sudden ambush. Next time you are just hanging out in the living room together, take a brief second to watch the physical tension literally melt away from their face when you start speaking to them in a calm, reassuring tone. You might just catch a sweet, fleeting little moment of pure peace that you have been missing all along. Number 3. The joyful full-body wiggle greeting. A dog's tail is practically its own complex language. However, a wagging tail does not always automatically mean a happy dog. Sometimes a stiff, rapid wag means they are highly overstimulated, anxious, or unsure of a stranger. But when that tail is sweeping in massive loose circles and the kinetic momentum travels all the way up their spine, causing their entire back half to fold into an uncontrollable, joyful wiggle as they come running to meet you, that is about as close to a beaming, radiant smile as a dog can possibly give. It is not just because they know you are the human who magically opens the food bag every evening. It is because right now, in this specific beautiful moment, you are the exact person their heart genuinely wants to see, more than anything else. In the wild, when members of a close-knit wolf pack reunite after a long, dangerous hunt or a period of separation, they engage in these intense, joyful reunification rituals to reaffirm their social bonds and celebrate that the family is whole again. When your dog greets you with that iconic full-body wiggle, do not be shy about answering them back enthusiastically. Use a soft, warm voice, drop down to their level, give them a slow, gentle pet, and physically acknowledge their overwhelming joy just to make the moment a little more complete. To them, you are their entire world returning safely home. Number 4. They sleep with their back turned to you. Picture this specific scenario in the wild animal kingdom for just a second. Turning your back on someone in a completely unpredictable, dangerous environment is an incredibly risky, potentially fatal move. A dog that is feeling uneasy, nervous, or unsure of its immediate surroundings will never intentionally expose its backside to another living creature simply because that is its most vulnerable, undefended spot. They cannot see what is sneaking up on them from behind. So when your dog is relaxed enough to casually sit with its back facing you, or even deeply doze off that way, on the living room rug while you walk around the house, it means they trust you enough to drop their instinctual guard completely. They are essentially electing you to be their designated lookout. They know deep down that if any danger were to approach you, would immediately alert them and fiercely protect them, so they do not have to waste mental energy worrying about watching their own back. That is exactly why providing a calm, stable, and deeply loving home matters so incredibly much. That profound sense of physical and emotional safety is what ultimately allows your dog to let go of millions of years of hardwired survival instincts in the first place. Number 5, they sleep completely belly up. The soft, unprotected underbelly houses all of the most vital, life-sustaining organs in a dog's entire physical body. A deep, ancient survival instinct keeps this critical area heavily guarded and protected at all times. Out in nature, a wild canine will naturally sleep curled up in a tight, compact ball to preserve body heat and physically shield these delicate organs from a sudden lethal predator attack. A dog will only dare to sleep completely belly up with their paws flopped comically in the air when they are absolutely 100% certain there is no danger anywhere nearby. This is not just a quirky, highly comfortable sleeping position for them to cool off on a warm afternoon. It is almost a quiet physical declaration that this specific home and the person sitting right beside them on the sofa is the absolute safest place they have ever known in their entire life. Here is something really worth pausing on for a second. Every single canine behavior we have covered so far, letting you gently hold their highly sensitive paws, turning their blind back to you, and sleeping completely belly up, all share one massive, beautiful thing in common. Each one puts your dog in their most physically vulnerable position possible. For an animal whose ancient biology is explicitly built around staying highly alert and constantly ready to flee from danger, choosing to voluntarily let its guard down around someone is absolutely no small thing. We as human beings can easily say the words "I love you" out loud, using our complex vocabulary. But a dog really has only one genuine, undeniable way to prove its ultimate trust. And that is by allowing itself to be incredibly soft, unguarded, and completely relaxed in front of the one it deeply trusts. In other words, every single time your dog does something that looks completely ordinary in front of you, they are actually telling you that here right next to you, they do not have to act like a brave, vigilant warrior anymore. Let us pause here for just a brief moment. We have just gone through some pretty special, deeply meaningful signs of canine affection. Out of those initial 5 signs, which one does your beloved dog do the absolute most in your home? Drop a quick comment below, or just leave a heart emoji that matches exactly how you are feeling right now reading this. If you have a sweet little memory with your dog tied to any of these behaviors, please share it. I genuinely would love to hear it. All right, let us keep going, because the next 5 signs go even deeper. Number 6, the heavy head rest on your lap. Have you ever been sitting at your desk working or relaxing on the couch watching a movie when your dog casually walks over and simply drops the full dead weight of their chin directly onto your leg or foot? This specific heartwarming behavior goes all the way back to their earliest days of puppyhood. When they were tiny, a puppy would pile on top of their mother and littermates to share vital body heat, find absolute physical security, and feel the reassuring rhythmic heartbeat of their family. If your dog still actively seeks out this heavy physical contact with you as a fully grown adult, it is because somewhere deep inside their complex mind, they see you as their greatest, most reliable source of comfort. Resting their heavy head on you mimics the exact same profound feeling of safety they once had with their own mother in the den. Furthermore, applying this deep physical pressure releases calming endorphins in their brain. So, the very next time your dog comes over and securely anchors their head onto your lap, even if your leg starts to fall asleep and you need to shift, try to let them have their special moment for as long as possible. That is your dog, allowing itself to be incredibly soft, seeking your physical grounding, and choosing to be completely vulnerable right there with you. Number 7, they actively groom you with kisses. In the highly structured, instinctual canine world, there is a very specific behavior known as social grooming. Dogs and wolves only perform this intimate action with the most trusted, highly valued members of their inner circle, their mother, their immediate littermates, and the specific humans they have ultimately come to think of as their true family pack. While some people dismissively assume a dog is just licking the salty sweat off their human skin, it is actually a deeply ingrained social bonding ritual meant to show care and affection. So when your dog gently licks your hand while you are watching TV, enthusiastically licks your face when you wake up in the morning, or even gives your arm a gentle little nibbling bite, that is their official way of welcoming you into their small, tight-knit family pack. They are taking care of you exactly the way they would meticulously take care of their own offspring or siblings to ensure they are clean and safe. Receive this gesture with the exact same gentleness, patience, and love, because it is undeniably one of the most intimate, caring gestures a domestic dog can possibly offer to a human being. Number 8, the soft, heavy-lidded gaze. This might just be one of the most famous, highly studied love languages in the entire animal kingdom. In behavioral science, prolonged direct eye contact between animals is almost always interpreted as a severe threat, a direct challenge for dominance, or the hyper-focused stare of a dangerous predator preparing to strike. But when your dog looks up at you, and their eyes soften into gentle almond shapes, and they offer a slow, heavy blink, they are entirely overriding their fierce evolutionary instincts. Scientific studies have actually proven that when a dog looks deeply into your eyes, while completely relaxed, it triggers a massive release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone often called the love chemical in both their brain and yours. It creates a biological feedback loop of pure affection. By looking at you this way, they are momentarily giving up their ability to sharply watch the room for environmental danger, something they would never ever do around someone they did not completely trust with their life. Next time your dog gives you this beautiful soft gaze from across the room, try blinking slowly right back at them. It is a quiet, profound little conversation with absolutely no words at all, but it says everything that matters. Number 9, they bring you their prized possessions. Sometimes the gift your dog frantically brings you when you walk through the front door is not exactly something you want to touch. Maybe it is a dirty, slobbery tennis ball, a chewed-up muddy stick from the backyard, or your own stolen, smelly gym shoe. But there is massive, profound psychological meaning behind this adorable action. In a dog's natural instincts, high-value resources like food bones and favorite toys are incredibly important. to fiercely guard and protect from outsiders. When your dog actively chooses to pick up their absolute favorite, most prized possession in the entire house and proudly presents it to you, this is not just a simple request to play fetch. It is a deep, overwhelming showing of respect and trust. They are unconsciously treating you like the benevolent, trusted leader of their family pack. They are willingly offering you their worldly treasures because they know you are a fair, loving companion who will not steal from them. They simply want to share their immense joy with you. So, no matter how strange, gross, or incredibly slobbery the gift might be, try your absolute hardest to receive it with a little warm appreciation, a gentle pat on the head, and a big smile. Number 10, the physical lean. And here we have perhaps the most deeply meaningful, incredibly touching behavior on this entire list. When you are standing in the kitchen cooking dinner or chatting with a neighbor in the driveway, and your dog walks over to physically press the entire heavy side of their body against your calves, they are seeking profound physical reassurance. This is the famous dog lean. It is not them being lazy, and it is absolutely not them trying to assert dominance or push you out of the way. It is a quiet, powerful physical declaration that you are their solid rock, their ultimate pillar of stability in a chaotic, noisy world. By literally leaning their weight onto your legs, they are saying that they belong to you and you belong to them. This is how a dog physically anchors themselves to the thing they love most in their small, beautiful world. It provides them with an immense sense of grounding and security. If your dog does this often, that is about as clear a sign as you will ever get that the wonderful, safe life you are providing them really is the absolute best life they could ever ask for. Dogs do not have the complex vocabulary to look us in the eye and say, "Thank you for the warm bed, the endless bowls of food, the fun walks, and the constant love." But they have 100 small, beautiful ways of showing it to us every single day. And perhaps the most valuable, deeply rewarding thing any dog owner can possibly do is learn how to accurately recognize these quiet moments. They are always speaking to us. We just have to be willing to slow down and listen. Out of everything we covered today, which canine behaviors surprised you the absolute most? Or do you have a truly special, heartwarming story between you and your dog that you have never shared with anyone before? Please drop it in the comments below, and do not forget to tell me your incredibly good dog's beautiful name.